You're listening to Release Your Resistance with Bex Beltran, episode 103. Welcome to Release Your Resistance. This is Bex. The only reason why any of us don't have what we want in life is because of our own resistance. Right now, I'm learning how to recognize and release my resistance, and this podcast tells you how you can release your resistance so that you can live the exact life that you want. Let's get started. Hello, welcome back to the Release Your Resistance podcast. After the break, we are now in season 3, and I am so excited and, to be completely honest, a little nervous about doing this episode today because this is going to be a complete departure from what I've done in the past. It is totally experimental, and I'm just going to put it out there, and you can let me know if you like it, if you hate it, if you have suggestions for me, whatever you want to tell me. The reason why today's episode is a little bit different and experimental is because I decided to bring in some other work that I've been doing and share it on the podcast. As you know, I have a notebook and journal shop, and every month I do a notebook newsletter, and I share some of the new notebooks that have arrived in the shop. So for part of today's episode, I am sharing the audio of that video with you so that you can hear it. And the reason why I think this is a little experimental and it might not be that wonderful in audio only format is because the video is me showing the design and the interiors and really showing the visuals of the notebooks. So I do have a video that accompanies the audio, and if you prefer to see instead of just hear, you can certainly go to the show notes for this episode at bexb.org/January 2022, and then you can just click on the link so that you can watch and hear. But if you're in your car or walking and you have a pretty vivid imagination, then you can listen and hear the description of me talking about the notebooks. The same thing for the next piece of audio, which I'm including in today's episode, which is a tech tip. So one of the things that I am working on in the beginning here of 2022 is offering brainstorming and tech tips to my colleagues and my fellow small business owners. This is one of my favorite things to talk about and to brainstorm with people and to think about and to research. I love when someone says, "Oh, I wish there was a way to do this or that," and then I think, "I bet there is a way," and then I go and Google it and I experiment with it. So I started a new Facebook group, and my plan is that every Tuesday I will share a new tech tip. So I did that this past Tuesday in the new Facebook group. It is a video, and I use my screen share to show how I am doing this tech tip on my own Chrome browser and suggesting ways you could do this tech tip on your Chrome browser as well. So again, if you have a vivid imagination, it'll be great for you to listen to. But if you really need to see and not just hear what I'm talking about, then again, you can go to the show notes for this episode at bexb.org/January 2022, and you can see the video that accompanies this audio. So you just heard me mention that I have a new Facebook group. That's one of the things that I have been doing during this break. I started this new Facebook group. It is for small and new business owners who feel a little bit of resistance maybe, or a little bit of overwhelm about technology. So if you are in that situation, or if you know someone in that situation, please send them my way. I will include a link to the Facebook group in the show notes for this episode. And then another thing that's been really taking my time at the beginning of this year during the break and has just been so fun for me, and I hope you think it will be fun as well, is I am in the beginning stages of a 30-day Instagram experiment. In the last episode of last year, I shared with you how I had lost my Facebook access back in the middle of 2021, and it took me a while to kind of get back on my feet social media-wise. One of the byproducts of that situation was that I lost the connection between my Instagram profile and my Facebook profile. That's not a big deal. That's totally fine for the casual user, of course. One of the reasons why it kind of was a big deal for me is because I do like to use tech tools, and I do like to take advantage of planning and automation. And there's a tech tool called Facebook Creator Studio that I wanted to use so that I could post things from my desktop in advance, and then they would land on my Instagram account. And I can tell you all about this if you are curious or if you think this would be helpful for you. So in order to do that, because of the hack, I needed a brand new Instagram account. And my brain told me that would be too much trouble, it would be overwhelming, it would be starting from zero. And then I thought, okay, why not? Why not do an experiment where I do start a brand new account from zero and really give it 30 minutes of intentional focus every single day for 30 days. I wonder what I would create. I wonder what my account would look like. I wonder what new people I would meet. I wonder how much fun I would have. So that's what I've been doing. And it's been fun to watch the engagement on that account and see who I connect with and see who connects with me and stretch my brain about what I can post and when and how. And if you want to follow me along on this experiment, and watch the account as it grows or evolves or does whatever it's going to do, you can get a link to this brand new, shiny new Instagram account. The last thing I will tell you before I share the audio of those 2 videos that make up the bulk of today's episode is that there are a lot of ways that you can connect with me. If you have been feeling a little bit of Beck's withdrawal during the break between seasons, I want you to check out all the ways that we can connect. I have a post or a page on my website called Let's Meet, and I update that weekly with all the different activities that I'm doing that give us a chance to meet together, either one-on-one, in person, and on Zoom. So there's a lot of options. I have a journaling and friendship meetup. I've added an online element, so that includes people who either can't meet in person on a Saturday morning or who are geographically distant and want to meet online. So that's coming up, where we're going to spend about 20 minutes journaling on our own, and then we spend the rest of the hour talking and chit-chatting. I have a pod club that we meet on the first Thursday of every month. We listen to one podcast episode before we meet, and then we get together and talk about the podcast episode. It's just like a book club, except not as much commitment. Another thing that's coming up for me in February that I'm very excited and curious to see how it goes. A few people have asked for this or hinted at this, so I just decided to put it out there. I am doing an all-access behind-the-scenes tour of my journal and notebook creation process and shop. So if you have been thinking that you would like to create a journal for yourself, either just for your own enjoyment or to give to people that you love, or maybe as a part of your business, something that you could give your clients, if you think there's a notebook or a journal that would help in the process that you work with your clients, or a group that you're a member of, if you all want to have a similar workbook or notebook or journal to work through together, I am opening the back end of my software and I am sharing everything, the exact steps that I took from not knowing the first thing about making a journal to how to create a cover, how to create an interior, how to upload it, what I learned along the way, what the mistakes that I made were, how I got my first sale, and how I market these journals and notebooks. And I'm just sharing everything. This is very exclusive. It's all access, so there's not going to be any recordings, there's not going to be any replays, there's not going to be any refunds. So if you think this is something that you're curious about and you want to invest a little bit of time and money to have the experience of asking another person who has been through it instead of just passively watching a video on YouTube to learn how to do it, you can join this behind the scenes tour that I am doing in February. You know where to go. you go to the show notes for this episode at bexb.org/January2022, or you can also go to bexb.org/let's meet, because that's where I have all my upcoming ways to connect, and you can see all the details there. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the audios. I hope you enjoy hearing all about the notebooks in January and the tech tip that can save you so much time and hassle. And I'm curious to see if you'll implement it for yourself. Let's go to those audios now. Here we go. I have some new journals and notebooks to share with you, and then I want to give you some fun, great news that I'm very excited about. So the first two that I'm going to share with you, I've been using myself for the past couple of weeks and loving, and I hope that you would find them helpful and interesting and want to use them as well. So this one is my planner. So for the past 5 years or so, I have been using a Day Designer by Blue Sky that I love so much and always would hunt to find the same model for the new year. Last year was the first year they didn't make exactly what I wanted from the previous year, so I made do with what they gave me. And this year, since now I can create my own journals and notebooks, I decided to make one exactly how I want. So this one, I mean, it doesn't come with the tassel bookmark. That's just something fun that I've given as a gift with purchase for some of my journal clients. And I have all sorts of papers and things stuck in here. But this is called Living My Life 2022. It's a weekly, monthly planner, and it's got a month view. I put a little sticker up there. The stickers don't come with it, unfortunately. And in the month view, you can do to-dos for the full month. You can see your whole month at a glance, and then you can also see the previous month and the upcoming months if you want to plan ahead. And then you have a week at a glance, and there's wide open space. It's not cluttered with a lot of different lines. You have 3 basic to-dos for each day. Your Saturday and Sunday here is together on one line. At the bottom, you have a nice little blank square that you can use for gratitude or things I didn't get done or things I learned today. It's so customizable. Then there are US holidays printed on the relevant pages, plus a few astrological events printed on the pages, but it's really not invasive at all. There's wide open blank spaces. I'm just so excited about this book. And if you are a planner person, you might want to get it too. The next book that I've been using and loving, and I talked about it in my Journaling and Friendship Facebook group, is my own new blank journal. I write on graph paper. This one doesn't have any prompts or guided questions or anything like that. But if you do need prompts, I have you covered. You can either get a list of 52 prompts from me by joining the Notebook newsletter, and you can also get a daily prompt every day in a Facebook group, and it's in the Journaling and Friendship Facebook group. So every morning a new prompt is posted and you can use it or save it or ignore it. You can do whatever you want with it. I am using this fun, glittery, purple, shimmering with imagination notebook. I've already started to fill in all the pages with all of my morning journaling, and I'm really excited to use this. And I created about 6 of them kind of in this same design family. This is a really good one because it's purple and it's about imagination, but it's not my most favorite. Here's another really good one, Bubbling with Delight. Don't you love how it kind of has that bubble feature here? It's still got some pretty glitter and sparkle and the pretty font and the idea of just bubbling with delight. It's just so fun, all blank graph paper again. And I don't know if you kind of noticed the way that I created these. I license all of my artwork or most of my artwork from different online sources. And so I got this design, and what I did was I just matched up 2 of them end to end. So that's how I made it really unique and different from anything else that's out there. So if you really pay attention, you can kind of tell that it's the same thing, just in a mirror, right? And that is how I created my most favorite one that I can't wait to start using. It's kind of got a watercolor look. It's got the sparkle and the glitter. And I put it together like that, where I matched 2 ends of the image together to create a new image. And look how it turned out. It's amazing. So this is actually, the center part here is actually the end of it. And it kind of got white there at the end on the margin. And because I put them together, To me, it kind of looks like a light that's glowing. And so this one is called Glowing with Abundance. And it looks just kind of like this bright beacon or a bright light, kind of like on a mountain or a hill, or maybe you could see like hands holding a candle. Maybe there's so many ways that you can look at this. I love that it's very abstract, and personally, you would be able to come up with your own definition or meaning about what the image, how it relates to you. But this is my number one. I cannot wait to start using. It's called Glowing with Abundance. And if you like pretty, sparkly, purple, blue, pink things, you might want to get this journal for yourself and let me know how you like it. Okay, so that's enough for the planner and the blank journal. I have one last one to show you. If you follow me on social media or if you know me in person, you know that right now I'm really focusing on helping people who have technology resistance, people who feel like they wish they could use all the benefits of technology, but it's just so overwhelming and so confusing. I can help tutor with that or coach with that if you find yourself or someone you know in that situation. And so I got a request at the end of last year for a specific type of notebook that I didn't have yet, but I always love to get requests, and I made one for this person. She wanted a kind of like a password internet organizer as a gift for someone. I made a purple one too, and I just think it's so funny. It's called Technology is So Confusing. So it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. I really don't think technology is so confusing. Maybe you know someone who says that a lot, even though it's not necessarily true. It doesn't have to be true. This is an internet navigator and a password organizer. We all know we have hundreds of logins, usernames, passwords, security questions. This site is for this, but that site is for that. But I go to this location to find this information. It can be confusing. So this is an organizer. First of all, it starts out with an index. So there's space here for 75 different online sources. Maybe your social media accounts, maybe your bank accounts, maybe your emails, maybe a course that you signed up for, maybe your tech coach who you want to visit frequently, or maybe an online journal and notebook shop that you want to peruse and see what's new. You can list out all of those places, and they're numbered. So each of the numbered pages takes you to the actual page where you write down the information about that online resource. So you can write down the website address, what email you used to sign up for it, because many of us use different emails for different things, your login and username if it's different from your email, the password, a security question or prompt, your account number, or any other identifying information that you need when you log in or go to that site, what you use this site for. Don't we sign up for things and then we forget why we joined it or why we signed up for it? Other notes, and then at the very bottom, date closed or deactivated, which is going to be so helpful. Because if you left something open and it's a security threat for you and you don't want to keep it open, you can go in here and write, oh no, I closed that account. I shut down my account. I opted out of the membership or whatever it is. So that's the last one to tell you about. You might know someone in your life who needs a Technology is So Confusing internet navigator and password organizer. So if you like any of these, you can get them through my store at beckspeed.org/quick shop. And then that will lead you to Amazon, where you can then order it. And I would love it if you order one or have ordered one in the past, if you want to give a review and a rating, because that helps other people find the notebooks and journals too. If you've seen these and you thought, I love how Bex is creating all these journals and notebooks, I wonder how she does it, or I have an idea for a journal and I want to do it. In February, I am teaching a paid class, one time, no recording, no replays, no refunds. It's very exclusive because it's a behind the scenes, all access, ask me anything tour of my journal and notebook shop. So if you want to see behind the scenes of how I've created this and how I come up with my ideas and how I organize things and how I upload them and how I market them and all of that, if you're just like, I just want to see how she does it and what she does, and I want to maybe do it myself, you can. You just have to sign up for my class. So let me know. You can message me. You can reach out to me. You can talk to me however we usually connect. You can respond to an email if I sent this to you in an email. You can leave a comment if you saw this online. Let me know that you want to join that class that's happening in February. It is Tech Tip Tuesday, and today I want to share with you the tech tip of how you can organize links in your Chrome browser. And you can use this for so many different things to make your life and business easier. And one of the ways that you might want to use it is how I use it. So it can help you quickly create and then post your social media and of course do all sorts of other business tasks. And I just wanted to show you that this is part of what I can help you do as a tech coach or a tech tutor. I help coaches, real estate agents, business owners, people in general. You can schedule an info call with me or you can sign up for tech coaching. But first, now let me show you what I mean when I talk about a bookmark bar. So we've gone to a Google Chrome browser, and at the top of my screen on my browser, you can see that I have different little folders. So I have my biz, my podcast, journals. I have some A and B Facebook. I have my social media folder, Keep, Alignable, Sergio's Jobs, all sorts of different folders. And a lot of times when people mark a bookmark, they don't organize them. And so it might look just like a big long list with a bunch of random things with different little titles. And that might actually not be so helpful for you because you might end up trying to find exactly the bookmark that you had in mind. So just let me try and be as basic as I can in case this is all new to you. In order to create a bookmark, you use this little star here. When the star is clear, it means that it's not bookmarked. But when it's blue, it means that it is bookmarked. And then you have your bookmark bar here across the top. And you can even have more than that's visible. That's where I got these two little arrows right here. And you can see that I have even more bookmarks. Some of them are not in folders, but most of my bookmarks are in folders. And this is what I'm talking about. By organizing the tasks that you do frequently or want to do without resistance, you can put them in a bookmark bar so that you're focusing on a specific task and getting to them quickly without a lot of looking things up or click. It might not be that big of a deal for you just to type F, for example, and your computer might know you immediately want to go to Facebook, or C, your computer might know you immediately want to go to Canva. So that really only takes a click or a letter to get there. But the things that you might want to have a bookmark for is if you've created a document where you've kept all of your captions or all of your hashtags, or if you have created an editorial calendar that is in your Google Drive, and then it takes a long time to go to your Google Drive, right? So then you would have to go to Google and then go to your Google Drive, open the drive, and then look for the document and maybe go to Recents or maybe go to My Drive and try and, where did I put that document? Oh, there's something called Instagram Story Strategy. Is this what I wanted? If that's too many clicks to get to what you want, I think this having a bookmark bar is a faster way for you to do it. Here's my social media bookmark bar right here, my bookmark folder. And inside of it, you see I've got a quick and easy link to Instagram. I have some Instagram comments and hashtags in a document. I have my Instagram story strategy in a document. And then I have some different Google Sheets that I've created so I can track my comments. I have my map of social media. I have a link to Facebook's Creator Studio so that it's easy to get to the back end of Facebook's Creator Studio, where I can schedule both posts on my Facebook business page and on my Instagram account. Did you know you could do that? So see how we can get to everything so quickly. And now let me show you how to create this. So we're going to go to StyleStockSociety.com. This is a site that you could use to get stock photos that you can use in your social media. They look really great and they might match your aesthetic. And then you don't have to take your own photos, and you have these beautiful professional on-brand photos that you could use. They even have an option for free photos there. So I'm using this because I don't currently have this. I'm not currently using this exact subscription service, so I don't currently have this bookmarked. You can see when I went to it, my little star is clear. So in order to create a bookmark for yourself, you would go to the site that you want to use. You would go to the little star, click on it, and then it gives you the chance to either add a bookmark or add it to your reading list. You want to add a bookmark. If you already have bookmarks organized and set up for yourself, it will offer you all the folders that you have, and you can choose where you want to put it. But if you're brand new to having folders on your bookmark bar, then you might either want to have a new folder or choose another folder. And then you have the option here on your bookmarks bar to create a new folder. And you might call this one stock photos, for example, or, you might call it pretty pictures
whatever you want to call it. And I always try and rename the name of the bookmark too. So I would call this Style Stock Society because that's the name of this company. And that's how I think of it in my mind. So I want it to be really easy for my brain to see exactly what I'm looking for. So once you save it, and then you go to these double arrows over here, because this is the most recent one we added, that's the bookmark. We can then drag this to put it where it makes sense. So maybe I want it right next to my journals. It might be very easy for you to get to websites that you go to frequently. So this might be even more handy for you when you have a lot of different spreadsheets or documents. So just to give you an example, I have this right now here in January. I'm working on an Instagram experiment for myself. I'll show you. I started a brand new Instagram account. It's 7 days old, basically. And so I just got started. And since it's an experiment, I created an experiment tracking document for myself. So here's where I'm going to put in my progress. This was the very first day, 1/4. So today is 1/11. And I'm going to put in, the rest of my progress when I get to that task here in a minute. But you can see I have all my different engagement strategy down here. I have my hashtags, different industry leaders that I'm following, different things that I'm using as part of this experiment. And it would take me a long time if I needed to open up a new Google browser, go to my drive, open up my drive, make sure I'm on my correct business drive, not my personal drive, right? You can see how this is so many clicks, and then go into my recent documents, find the spreadsheet that I'm holding my experiment in. That's a lot of different clicks to get to it, when really all I have to do is open a browser, go to social media, and then grab that specific document that I'm looking for. So I hope that you found this tip on Tech Tip Tuesday helpful, how to organize links. I challenge you now, or maybe encourage is a better word, for you to go and create some bookmarks and folders for yourself, and then share them in our group to motivate other people and encourage other people to do the same thing. So I cannot wait to see what bookmarks you create for yourself. And if you think this will help you be more organized.
Okay, so you have to let me know what you think about this experimental style of podcast episode. First of all, let me just thank you for staying through the very long introduction and then 2 separate audios that were taken from videos. This is amazing that you are still here with me 27 minutes later. So thank you so much. And yeah, please do let me know what you think. Did anything new pop out to you? Did you like this format? Are you just really wishing that I would just go back to the old style of scripted topics, or go back to the other style that I was playing with at the end of that last year of the interviews? You just let me know what you think. I am so curious to hear. You can email me at hi@bexb.org, or for the 100th time in this episode, you can go to the show notes at bexb.org/January2022 and let me know what you think. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening today. It's great to be in season 3. I've missed you so much, and I'm glad to be back, and hopefully we will talk soon. Bye-bye. This has been Release Your Resistance. Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, make sure you're subscribed and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Also, think about someone who you know who would love this episode and share it with them. There should be a share button on your app if you're listening to this on your phone. If you'd like to continue this conversation one-on-one or in real time, come visit me on my site at bexb.org to see how we can work together.